Hi YouTubers, it's Evan again for you today. So I'm doing a video right now, so I'm doing a video right now. Third video tonight, so some nice big ass cigars and a big ass cigar for life. So I want to talk about a video right now. So the third video tonight, I'm drinking some water right now. So cargo on my 1 sec, I apologize. So basically I want to talk about an interesting story tonight. So I've told a lot of interesting stories tonight about going to Hooters, which is obviously fun. You know, like going to Hooters, and obviously, we had a lot of errands tonight, so I want to tell another interesting story. So, very nice, interesting story. So, buckle up, guys. Nice ramble. So, I know you guys like these rambles. Now, some of you guys, don't really like the rambles that much. I mean, some people want to see tobacco, which is fine, but my channel's becoming more like a vlog channel, so you have to respect this. So, basically, I will be reviewing the Padron 40 year. So I can promise you guys this week I will review the Padron 40 year. Because I know a lot of people really, really, really want to see the Padron 40 year. So that's really cool. It's a nice big ass cigar. And that's really cool. So basically I want to talk about something interesting that happened tonight. So pretty quick but interesting story. So maybe quick, I'm not sure. I tried to record this video but actually and accidentally gave out some, confidential information, so I had to delete the video. So basically, we'll talk about something that happened tonight. So my dad and I had a few errands to run. We got my hair cut. We got a big ass cigar Padron at the liquor store in town. So, and basically, we did some basic errands. So we got my hair cut here in town, and my beard is better. It's kind of scruffy. I don't like scruffy facial hair. I do like to have facial hair, but I do like to kind of clean up my beard when it gets kind of scruffy. So I'm not a big fan of like the facial hair that gets really scruffy, that kind of stuff. So the point I'm trying to make is, so we have my hair cut. We go crush the beer bottles here in Massachusetts. So, and crushing the beer bottles here in town. And then, I go in the liquor store and I go to the counter, get a nice big ass cigar. They came out as a big ass cigar for life. I understand it gets a little bit annoying after a while, so I'll try to do it in moderation, the big ass cigar, because I know some people don't really like it. So I'll try to respect that. So I go to the counter and I say, here's the cigar. And she says, oh yeah, can I see your ID? So this woman, there's some people in the liquor store who really know me. And obviously, I'm 25 and a half last time, I'm not lying. Believe or you want to believe. And it's kind of like, I'm not lying. So the woman's like, oh yeah, can I see your ID? And I said, oh yeah, feel free to scan it. And she looks at my ID, which is obviously legitimate, and then she, scans the ID through the reader, and all that kind of stuff. And I'm always fascinated. It's really kind of like Asperger's, high functioning autism thing. That I'm fascinated, by like the ID reader. So it's really cool. So. And obviously says, oh yeah, you're fine. Yep, here's your cigar, your nice big ass cigar, and you're fine. What's interesting to me is she I don't think she thought I was lying about my age. I think she was, kind of like, I get the impression at that liquor store, I'm not going to say where I live. Cargo my 1 sec, I apologize. It's like, I get the impression at the liquor store, they think a lot of people are trying to, butt kiss them. It's like, obviously, believe me, I'm paralegal, I know this. Liquor stores in any state, including Massachusetts, are very careful because, especially around the holiday times, you get tested a ton by the police. And also by the Board of Health for tobacco. It's like, and obviously, they're just trying to be careful. So, and anyone who looks under 27 is legally supposed to be carded. So, obviously, that's fine. So, what I was going to say was, so the woman's like, oh yeah, I can see your ID. She looks at it. I said, oh yeah, feel free to scan it. I'm fine, feel free to scan it. She scans it. And then she says, oh yeah, you're fine. So, what I was going to say was, I've known this woman before. I'm not going to say her name, but, you get the point. It's like, at a certain point, definitely, I didn't get the impression she was trying to, say like, oh, you're butt kissing me. But I think what the impression I'm getting is, like, I told this story a couple years ago, or not a couple years ago, a couple months ago actually, and actually more like a year ago. And basically, I went to the liquor store, and the guy's like, oh, under 27, I have to see ID by law. I'm like, oh yeah, I understand I'm a paralegal. And it kind of gave me a weird look. I mean, I'm not sure if they think, I think a lot of times with the liquor store, I'm not going to say where I live, but, I think they think you're butt kissing them a little bit. And butt kissing means like mooching up to them. So, and basically, it's like, I think they think you're butt kissing them. And obviously, I know they're just being careful, it's like, obviously they're just being careful, and they get tested a ton, especially after Thanksgiving and Christmas, around that time. It's like back in 2009, when I was 18 years old, probably about 6 months after I graduated from high school in Massachusetts, they actually refused my ID. So I had a regular Mass ID before I had my liquor ID, and they actually refused it. And the reason they were allowed to do that is because they're a liquor store. Now, some stores will have a store policy that says, I'm not giving legal advice, big ass CR life. So some stores will have a store policy that says, valid over 21 Massachusetts driver's license for alcohol only. I mean, technically, Roach Brothers were only supposed to accept a driver's license for cigarettes or alcohol, but the point is, it's like, what I was going to say was, it's kind of like, I think, car going on, I was like, I really apologize. I do apologize if the car's going by. I think, especially around here, I did get refused one time tobacco sale. That's the only time I've ever been refused a tobacco sale, because I had a invalid ID. Now, it was a legitimate ID. Believe me, I wasn't using a fake ID. I would never do that. It's like, I would never do that. I'm a total law-abiding citizen. So, but they had the right to refuse the ID, and they were just being careful. And the only reason they didn't sell it to me is because they were worried a board of health or police officer was waiting in the car. So, and they were worried I was a decoy or a plant. So it's like, what I was going to say was, so obviously they have a right to refuse that type of ID. That's why I specifically got the liquor ID, because I do not drive. So I don't drive. I hate driving. I tried driving when I was 18. I absolutely hate it. Too much multitasking, especially with high-functioning autism. It's very hard to multitask. So obviously, what I was going to say was kind of like, that's why I got the liquor ID, because I know the store here in Massachusetts, not going to say where I live, accept that type of ID. I know this video is almost 8 minutes long, so I know they accept that type of ID, and they're like, oh yeah, liquor ID, good person, I'm really liking that ID, good man. It's like, a good man like the big gas car. So it's like, yeah, so what I was going to say was, kind of like, that's why I got the liquor ID. So, and obviously, she's just being careful. I mean, obviously, I'm sure they get tested a ton. Just being careful, which I totally understand. It's like, I think a lot of times they also probably get like a lot of like rowdy teenagers, Obviously, I'm sure they get a bunch of rowdy teenagers who drink, who smoke pot, Obviously like that. I mean, obviously, I'm sure they get a ton of like rowdy teenagers. I really apologize for the cars going by. Sorry. It's like, I'm sure they got a bunch of like rowdy teenagers, and obviously that's why people should parent their kids. It's like, anyone under 18 or under 21 should not be smoking or drinking. So, I'm over 21, I'm over 18, I'm 25 and a half. I can choose to smoke and drink. But you know what? I'm sure they get a bunch of like rowdy teenagers who come in there like probably drunk. It's like, it's like at a certain point, it's like, what I was going to say was, people, obviously come in there really rowdy, and they probably try to like negotiate. So I don't negotiate. I was disappointed, very, very disappointed when they refused my ID back in 2009. I actually got really upset about it because I was a lot less stable back then. So with my mental health issues and also my high functioning autism and my bipolar, so I got really upset about it. And it's like, I had a big, kind of shit fit over it, like the big ass cigar. But it's like they had a right to refuse my ID because they're a liquor store. So the point I'm trying to make is, I'm just interested. So it's like, I was talking to the woman at the counter. It's like, obviously, like, oh yeah, feel free, to scan my ID. It just gave me an interesting look. So I'm not sure if she thought I was underage or not. And obviously, you're supposed to card anyone who looks under 27. So, anyway, big ass cigar for life. Bye. Give me your thoughts. Do you think she was being too careful? Do you think she was just doing her job? Which I'm sure she was. I'm not trying to criticize the person at all. I'm not trying to criticize the store at all, because they're a wonderful, wonderful, nice, big-ass tobacconist. Well, not tobacconist, they're a liquor store. They're a liquor store. So, they're a liquor store, and they're really, really a nice place to be. So, what I was going to say was, do you think, what's the impression you get? I mean, do you think I was trying to, butt kiss her, or do you think she's just doing her job, which I'm sure she was. I mean, I don't think she was trying to be rude at all. So, anyway, big ass cigar fight. Bye.